Hi everyone, my name is Siddiqui. I am a voracious book reader, and today I want to talk to you about two things. The first thing I want to talk to you about is this amazing bookmark. A colleague's sister is into raisin art, and I got this customized for myself. And this is the first ever thing that I got customized for my YouTube channel. It's called Books&Bites. I got to choose the font, I got to choose the color of the flower, the design, everything. So I'm very, very happy with it. The only thing that I did not really like was the thickness of the bookmark, which is a little inconvenient. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it, and you can't really blame anyone for it because there are a bunch of things inside the raisin. The only thing is that when in between a book, it is very likely that it will slip out because of the thickness, unless you really push it into the spine of the book and then close the book. Then you will not lose the bookmark. Otherwise, if you're just handling it randomly, there is a chance of it slipping out. But I still like it. I still like it much better than the one that I'm using right now, which is a cardboard bookmark, which tends to crease and bend every time I sleep on it. So compared to that, this one's much, much sturdier, and obviously because I got it customized, it is also very dear to my heart. So if you want something like this, let me know. I will get one of this kind done for you as well. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is this book. It's called Intensity by Koontz, which is a very intense book. A word that has been used very often in the book, but I wasn't really sure what I should be expecting out of the book, and I just went blindly into it. It is part horror, part thriller kind of a book where the story is about a serial killer. And what I did not like about it was the fact that almost half the book was just one long scene. So I think I went into 100 pages of the book where the main characters were introduced, and we didn't even know about the serial killer, but he was active in those scenes. And that scene just went on. So there was just too much of details about a murder, and I think there was like a lot of details that were not really helping the story, except for helping it not move forward. So I'm stuck in one room where the author is constantly describing what the room looks like and what it like, using all the senses of what it smells like, what it feels like, what kind of sounds I can hear, but there's nothing happening in that room. And that is what I did not like about the story. So it was just too much of explanation without anything really helping the story move forward. And then what I did not like was the mentality of the main character. I mean, if I am in that character's space and I have witnessed several murders happening, my go-to response would be to hide and find the next available help. Not really run alongside the serial killer or run into the serial killer and just get into the way and make my life miserable that way. So this is the problem with the main character, where she is getting into the path of the serial killer, and I don't know what she wants, but it's just okay. There is one thing that it's kind of explaining in the story, where she is after a captive that the serial killer is holding, and she wants to know the location of the person before he is able to kill that captive as well. But I mean, she should have a little trust in the police that they will be able to do a job, and instead of trying to being the hero herself. So that was a little unrealistic, where somebody would knowingly walk into danger. It's like against human nature, where they would if I know there is fire in the front, I would not walk into it, even if it means I have to save someone there, unless I'm related to the person, or that person is someone very, very important to me. I wouldn't go ahead and do something like that. So it was a little against human nature when I was reading this, especially when the main character decided to go after a girl she didn't know about, she just heard about. So and the fact that the story was not really moving forward in the first half of the book. So it took me a while to finish it because I was kind of bored of reading, descriptions of a room, description of a van, just description of everything, and not really, the story wasn't really moving forward. But then when the story did start moving forward, I kind of enjoyed myself very much. I was interested. I really speed read through towards the end because the explanation for everything was just too much for me. I mean, I didn't want that much of explanation in book. I want to know what happens. I didn't really know what the room looks like, or what the smell looks like. Smells like. I don't really need all these extra characters and unnecessary explanation for things. There's this whole scene of you know characters in this which were not really needed for the story, and I don't know why they were inserted into the story, because they really proved no purpose. So I was not very, very blown by the book. But because it was Dean Koontz, and I am kind of, I wouldn't say like 100% invested in Dean Koontz, but I kind of like reading Dean Koontz. So I still went ahead, got the book, and read it. This is also probably a book from the book fair. Uh, I would recommend you to read, if you're into gross murdering thingies, serial killer kind of books, then this is probably a book for you. But if you want a quick kind of read, this is really not the book, because it's just, the story is not really moving forward. It's just too much explanation about the same thing. So you subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to come back next week with another book, and that book is much, much different than this one. And it is so interesting that I've already gone into almost half the book. So until next week, when you find out what that new book is all about, you need to subscribe to this channel so that you're able to find me much easily. And I will see you next week then. Bye bye.